So, guys, with the recent announcement that Super Soccer is being removed from Nintendo Switch Online on March 28th, I think it's March 28th in Japan, there's been a lot of calls for Nintendo to do some sort of virtual console-like experience on the Switch hardware. Now, I'm going to say, just come out and say it, I don't think we'll get a virtual console on the Switch, but it doesn't make me not want one, you know? Many people may not realise, but a lot of my older videos are about collecting retro games and that, and obviously I do feel like having a way to actually purchase these games on digital platforms is actually a good way to preserve them and also make them available to a wider audience. For example, with Nintendo Switch Online, a lot of people probably have the subscription because of the gameplay and obviously the online play and whatnot, but you also need to factor in that these licensing deals for a lot of the games will expire. You know, one day you won't be able to play Banjo-Kazooie on Switch Online because, you know, the deal with Microsoft would have ended or whatever. And I think a lot of people don't realise that. But this first game of its life, Super Soccer, right? Why don't they just release it in the store afterwards? You know, why don't Nintendo just get, I think it's Spike Chunsoft who owns it, which is part of Kadokawa. Why don't they just get them to re-release the game on the Switch eShop? Now, I know that's not the same thing as a virtual console, but I also feel like the whole virtual console brand might be a little bit outdated now, because with everything going towards digital anyway, aren't we already in a virtual console landscape where every sort of like console now has a digital store with digital games, which you can just pick and play, and they have games from like many different generations of consoles. Now, sure, having more Nintendo classic games on there would be really good. I know, for example, like a lot of the Technos retro games like River City Ransom, for example, are all available on the eShop, or at least they were at one point, which to me signifies that we could probably just get a virtual console like experience anyway. I feel like we just need to get more third-party publishers who actually have the rights to these games to actually put their games on the eShop. Now, there might be some like contractual thing where Nintendo has said, "Oh no, you can't put those games on the eShop for a certain period of time." But I feel like if that is the case, and when it expires, we just ask and we get them on the eShop, and there might be something deeper to it. But also, I feel like Nintendo's missing out on a large chunk of money here, because I feel like, Switch Online is a good way to sort of convince people to subscribe, and having the games there obviously keeps people locked in. But also, Nintendo's missing out on quite a large chunk of change. You know, they're missing out on quite a lot of money by not having a virtual console-like experience on the Switch. They could have easily just, you know, gotten some NES games and Super Nintendo games, whacked them on the eShop, seen how well that has performed, see if, you know, people buy Super Mario Bros, for example, or, you know, whatever other game they put on the eShop, and then they can use that as a way to decide, obviously, do we keep doing it, do we keep pushing more? Because the problem with the original virtual console, well, not original virtual console, but the virtual console on the Wii U and the 3DS was, there are some times where you can end up buying the same game twice, and people are getting sick of buying the same game and not having it all transfer over. So as long as Nintendo finds a way to link the accounts that will let you transfer your entire catalogue of games to, obviously, future systems, I don't think there's an issue with that. Now, sure, with third-party licenses, there's an issue, because obviously not all the third-party publishers will want to agree to that, but a lot of Nintendo-owned games, for example, will be available for Nintendo to just say, we can let people have that on their system. They've already paid for it, you know, we'll let them play this game. But whether or not they do it, and whether or not they actually roll out a virtual console experience, we'll have to wait and see. Now, I'm hoping they do, because I kind of want to see that. I know I've not really spoken much about the virtual console on my channel over time, but I do feel like we are seriously lacking by not having one, and I hope Nintendo will actually come forward and release something in that sort of way for Switch 2. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, turn on notifications. I've been EC, and I'm signing out. Peace.